I'm talking to Kevin Turner, who's the Senior Communications Manager at Vimeo. He's here at NAB. They have a very nice booth with some comfortable couches, so if you're in Las Vegas and you get tired of sitting on our tuffets, go and hang out on their couches. That's okay, right?
Very nice, the Vimeo studio.
So thanks for coming on. So tell us a little bit about Vimeo and why someone would maybe choose it over something like YouTube.
Yeah, so Vimeo is home to the world's leading video creators, and we are really, really committed to zero advertising on our site. So when you're looking at a YouTube versus a Vimeo, for example, we always say YouTube is really great for what it is, for its massive reach, and for really fun and silly cat and dog videos and fails and all that kind of stuff. But when you're looking at really high quality content that's made by all of these amazing people here at NAB, Vimeo really is the home for their content. We have multi-facets to our site. We launched Vimeo On Demand a few years ago, which is our video on demand network where creators can sell their content directly to global fans worldwide. And we have a really generous revenue share where it's a 90-10 split, where Vimeo only keeps 10% and creators keep 90% of their revenue. We also have a branded content studio that we're here talking about. It's called the Vimeo Brand Studio, where Vimeo connects some of the world's largest brands. We've worked with Lincoln, Samsung, Olympus, Lexus, and we connect them with staff pick creators and foster a really awesome relationship between the two of them so that you get amazing shareable branded content.
So you have video on demand and then also a subscription service. Are those separate, So
our subscription service right now is individual channels. So if you go in, you can, as a creator, go in and create a subscription channel yourself. So our use cases that we see for that is a yoga school that wants to do distance yoga. You can do a daily sign up for daily videos, and they'll ping you when they're up, and you can go and download them, watch them, stream them anywhere. And then Vimeo On Demand, the transactional, that's for one piece of content you can purchase. We've also launched Vimeo Original Programming. Our series are starting to get some really amazing traction, really critical acclaim. So yeah, we're just really kind of exploring it all, and we're going really big and really fast right now. It's really exciting.
So you guys have a deal with theaters, like some of your creators' stuff is in theaters now, or has been, or at festivals?
Just launched last week. We announced a partnership with Spotlight. They provide the ad segments for 20 minutes before a film starts in some of the country's best art house cinemas. So in New York City, it's the Angelica Theater. And for that, we're showing one staff pick video to theaters, which is super exciting because, as you know, shorts are really hard to get out there and to get seen. But the shorts that we have on Vimeo are incredible. And our staff pick channel by our amazing human curation team, they do an amazing job, and now we're providing access for those filmmakers for more exposure. And we've also partnered with Spotlight, where brands can come to them that are their clients, and then we'll partner with them to create kind of more content in line with that.
So everybody's been talking about live streaming. We're in the live view booth. Is that something that you guys are involved in, or do you think you're more stuck with staying with the more created, edited, highly produced work?
Yeah, I mean, right now we're really focused on what we're doing in the space, but we're always looking at different options. Live streaming isn't necessarily a new thing, and I think this was a conscious decision of ours to focus on what we do best.
Yeah.
And we're also a really small and lean team, to be just perfectly honest. YouTube has the size of thousands and thousands of developers, and we're under 200 people. Mm-hmm. But we're always looking at it, and there are talks of what we can do in the future, so we're definitely looking at it.
So as you've been walking the floor, have you seen any cool new cameras, things that would be great for creators that work on Vimeo?
God. I was just walking around and I saw a giant 8K booth. And I was like, 8K, we haven't even gotten 4K. Let's chill until we have widespread adoption on 4K. But that's so exciting. And to see just the resolution. And I was standing in front of a television in the Sony booth, and I was just watching a Katy Perry concert that they had on loop because it was just so beautiful in HD and HDR enabled television and 4K, and the amount that creators can now control. And a trend that I'm seeing here is HDR is just exploding. And I think that's such a great thing for creators because it provides such a level of control where we're so focused on more and more pixels. Let's cram more and more pixels as we can. But now you can control that brightness and you can control that color and really manipulate the image to get it the most beautiful thing. Where if you're looking at a sunset on a television that was shot with a 4K camera and then, HDR enabled television, you look at it and you're like, am I actually looking at a sunset right now?
Yeah.
So I think that's super, super exciting for us.
Yeah. What about 360-degree video? Is that something that people do on Vimeo?
So we have a partnership with Oculus right now. We're in the Oculus Cinema, so it's like if you put on your gear headset, you're watching. We have Staff Picks channel on Oculus where you can go in and watch our Staff Picks channel, and it's like you can watch on the moon, you can watch in a theater. But right now we don't have 360 or VR specific, but it's something that we're definitely looking at and hope to be getting into hopefully soon.
Yeah. So what drew you to Vimeo? Like I know you had, I was looking at your resume, you've been at MTV, you've worked on a lot of events. What inspired you to work at Vimeo?
I mean, I was really, really taken with just how beautiful and clean and amazing the site is and how dedicated they are to their users. I've never worked at a company that is so beholden to their community and really, really listens to what the community wants. I think a lot of time companies decide what the community wants and what they need, but we really listen and we take feedback. I was really impressed with that humans interact with people there, where you send an email to somebody if you have a support question and humans get back to you within 24 hours. And just we always say chill vibes, good vibes, be nice, play nice. And I think that really goes along, that ethos really spoke to me. And I mean, I'm such a huge fan of film and video and television. I'm a huge consumer of it. And Vimeo is doing really, really exciting things, and specifically in the content space. And so being at a forward-thinking company like that was super important to me.
It's really interesting. I mean, you're not a new company. You've been around since 2004, right?
Yeah.
And it's interesting because we always think about like, just build the biggest community, get the most people working for you, be big, get big fast. But Vimeo is a good example of a lean company that's just been doing great things, helping creators, and in the shadow of the bigger video creators, but just doing something that's really needed that people, consumers and creators, appreciate.
Yeah, and I think it's about engagement. The fact that we have a community that loves the product. And I know it sounds like, and we do drink the Kool-Aid real hard. It's on tap at Vimeo. And I know I'm spewing it out right now, but being in the booth and just having all these creators and engineers and everybody come up to me and be like, Vimeo, I love you guys. We've never been on the show floor here. We've always done smaller activations. So finally being on the show floor here, it's amazing. And that engagement's so important. If you compare comments on a YouTube video to comments on a Vimeo video, it's, you see the worst of the world. And then on Vimeo, you see people asking like, hey, this is such a beautiful shot. What lens did you use? Or how did you light this shot? That's so interesting, as opposed to go to hell and blah, 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 whatever.
That's probably the nicest thing you might hear.
Yeah, exactly. A nice PC for the live stream, but yeah.
That's great. So how are people really consuming the content? Is it mostly mobile? Are people watching it on larger screens? I know we talked about theaters, but how are people, is it everything? How are people mostly consuming Vimeo videos?
So we're like about half and half right now, mobile versus desktop. Mobile just continues to grow and get bigger and bigger and bigger. People watching on the go, from social feeds, from sharing a quick video here and there. But we still see a lot of people saving and maybe starting to watch a video on mobile, but we have an option, watch later, because this is too pretty to watch on my phone. Because when you have a person with a craft like filmmaking, they want you to experience it on the biggest, best screen possible. But sometimes that's not possible, and we're totally cool with that, and we love I mean, our mobile app is amazing. We just redesigned Android and iOS. And especially with the updates that are coming to new phones every year, it's just making mobile viewing even better. So, yeah, we're about half and half right now, which is really crazy.
And how about Apple TV, Roku? Can you watch on any of those?
Yeah,
platforms?
and we just announced last month we redid our Roku app, and so now you can purchase directly on Roku. You can buy titles, and you can watch still everything that was free on Vimeo. And Apple TV, we're working on a new app for the new iOS, and I just saw a preview of it, and it's gorgeous. No date on that yet, but yeah, I mean that's an amazing new venture for us in connected devices.
And one question before you go, it's how do you cut through? How do you find the content? Like, how would you recommend someone who is just like, oh wow, they're listening to this now, and Vimeo wasn't a place where I would have thought to look. And what's the best way to find content that people might want to watch?
I would just start at Vimeo staff picks. We have a curation team based in New York City. And a team in London, and they look for all of the best content that's out there. They watch videos all day, and they maintain the relationships with these amazing creators that go on to have these massive careers. And it's really amazing to see their short content. I think that that's playing right now. So yeah, go check out staff picks. You can get lost in a staff picks hole like I often do. I hope my boss isn't listening, but like I often do at work.
Well, thank you so much. Kevin Turner is the Senior Communications Manager at Vimeo. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.